Hello, this is your astronomer from Helsinki, and I hope you can hear me. I have to be quiet because my kids just went to bed, and especially younger one. If he wakes up, I'll have to go and nurse him, which is gonna take forever. So I want to come back to this until the morning. So hopefully I can record it. And with that, uh, let's dedicate this video to our God. Lord, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be on internet. Thank you for the electricity. Thank you for the peaceful moment to think and reflect on life. Thank you for this fun pens um, that brighten up my paper and help me write and process ideas and situations. So, today I'm talking about facing the problem, and I have been facing this problem for a few days now. So, I did my sulking and whining. Now that phase is over, and I, you know, found my hope in Jesus on how to move forward. I don't know what I would do without him. I'm grateful because he is the most important thing. But so, what is my problem? Anyway, facing the problem, facing the reality. A little bit, it's death of a dream. But um, what was my dream? Let's maybe it's not exactly correct to label it this way. Um, let's go into more detail. So I uh, finished my PhD. As the next step after PhD, you do a postdoc, and my field is astronomy. So today is what is reality? February 16th is today, and yesterday was February 15th, and it was kind of the deadline to accept an offer according to AAS, and I didn't get any offers to accept, and I also put it for myself as a deadline that if I don't get a offer by that times and after that date, I will invest 99% of my time to find income source from somewhere else, because postdoc is career and also funding for me. So this fact, of course, I have hope. I have hope in God, and every day can bring good news that I will get a postdoc. However, it's been a long wait. I didn't get a postdoc um, position waiting for me after my graduation. I have applied, but I didn't get. So after I graduated, already before I graduated, I had a finances funding off and on, not stable funding. After I graduated, I didn't have funding. I had unemployment, and it is. I'm very grateful for unemployment, but it is very small amount, so it's not sustainable. I have tapped into my credit card. I put that risk. I I invested credit card funds plus interest, and I'm very grateful for that. To take me through this cycle of applications. Um, but I didn't get anything until this day, and I had other dates. It was kind of a moving date. Um, I had other dates, last autumn, because in Europe, most of the positions give you an answer before Christmas, or a lot of the positions give you answer before Christmas, and in the U.S. by February 15th. I don't know. Things are changing, so I gave myself a new deadline of February 15th. But it also means, because I didn't get an offer, that I have a situation of uncertainty which continues, and it is very difficult to sustain a situation of uncertainty. Uh, Especially that I have kids, my kids need to go to school, I have to make these decisions. We have uh, other problems that it is difficult to have uncertainty, as like one of my kids um, needs speech therapy support. So it is very important to settle it and have certain situation for school and also for funding. Also, uh, you know I'm getting older, not younger. I need funds, for example, just for medical insurance. Things can happen, to have medical insurance. I do live in Finland, but um, I is in order to have a good support medically, you need private medical insurance, because at least in my experience, it takes very long time to make simple appointments and get care in a public. It is good, better than nothing, but as a older person and health problems are probably going to only increase, I need medical insurance, which comes with job and other things. So this sustaining a situation of uncertainty is not easy, and I have given myself, kind of, I invested into myself, and my spouse supported me until February 15th, and it cannot be so that I'm continuing without income. Do my ideals matter? I don't know. As an adult woman, I want to be also financially independent, not dependent on my husband. So that also facing the problem, facing the reality. The reality. So what to do? I mean, what to do? Um, of course, trust God. Trust God, and God makes a way, right? God will make a way where there seems to be no way. So God will make a way, and I believe that. But I have to say that it is painful. It is painful when your hopes are crushed, when your dream is dead. And I did have this dream. And I had this expectation and it didn't come. And it is not the first time in my life that an expectation doesn't come. Actually, so many times dreams got busted in my life that I, even have hard time dreaming, because it's hard to have your hopes up, and then get these dreams um, die. I'm very well aware, based on my life experience, of the fact that dreams can die, and that's why I'm very appreciative about good things in my life, especially that has anything to do with career. Because if you had, schooling and no problems going through life, it is a blessing. Mm, Life has sent curveballs to me, so it's also kind of annoying, or that at another time, another curveball. Sometimes it's like you are tired of this. Do I want to deal with it? Um, you're tired of difficulties. Can't I have a break or something like that? These kind of thoughts come to me. But um, yeah, However, this problem of not having a postdoc right now is a luxury problem. It is like a luxury problem for me. What do I mean by that? I'm healthy. I have 2 feet, 2 eyes, 2 hands. That is one. My health, I'm grateful for it. The main things are there. We have a house. I have 2 wonderful kids, and I was hugging them extra today, and they hugged me extra, and that is amazing. I'm very grateful for that. Also, what do I mean by luxury problem? Because I grew up in Armenia, and you know, it it's a whole other topic. Okay, in Armenia, it is hard to be a woman, especially if you have any sort of career aspirations. Things are changing, but um, things are changing. But uh, I this is my experience, my subjective experience. I don't have any statistical data to show you, but okay, in Armenian, women wear, uh, don't have to cover themselves, their whole face and everything, but rules are strict. Rules are strict for your behaviors. There's double standard, what you can do, what you cannot do. Women versus men. It's patriarchal society. Um, uh, there is So what do I mean by that? So when I was growing up, which I grew up in Armenia, if you if you were 18 years old and not married, you were considered old maid. So uh, and even so, you had to get married. So I guess I'm lucky I came to the US because nobody would want to marry me in Armenia for that and for other reasons also. When you are in a family in Armenia, in my experience, you have a subordinate position. You have a subordinate position, and you have to put the men first, the husband's family first. And I guess I can play that role and pretend, but I don't think maybe I would be happy. I don't know. I think I would get trouble. Me with my uh, interest in science and interest to pursue a career because the man is always right, and that situation can be brutal. We do have I think last time I read something like 86% uh, women experience domestic abuse, and I remember my I was somehow that topic came up with my grandma from the Armenian side, and she was sitting there with her friend. And my grandma, she's educated Armenian woman. She was a teacher. Of course, I didn't know her when she was a teacher because when I knew her, she was already retired for a long time. But she was a teacher, chemistry and biology teacher, and I told them something like that. Oh, I will never marry anybody who hits me, and my grandma was laughing, and her friend was laughing, and they said, "Of course, your husband is gonna hit you." I said, "No, no, I will never marry anybody who is gonna hit me." And they were laughing at me, and I remember I mean I didn't argue with them, but I was so sad because I was like, why? I didn't expect my educated Armenian grandma to have a belief that it's okay for a husband to hit his wife. And I was wondering, why is she or her friend saying these things? Is it that my grandpa hit her, or like why? It made me sad. It made me sad. I don't know my grandpa. I didn't see him hit my grandma, but I had this question. So um, like when we took I, I don't remember what exactly was, but basically some sort of sex ed class in 10th grade. um, our group class was divided into men and women, right? And the girls, our teacher was telling us how, when you have to not have sex before your, how you call it, wedding. After the wedding night, they will display the sheet to show the blood to everybody. It's called the red apple. I'm remembering things. She said that when the the future husband's family will come to your house, you have to bring water, a glass full of water. It has to be full to the top, and you have to carry it and not drop can go down on the floor because that means that you're not a good housekeeper. And then you have to go wash your future in-laws' feet. Yeah. I got lucky because that woman got sick, and they put us to sit with the men and women together. But it was also painful because our teacher showed a video about rape, and there were women giving testimonies. It was done by an American, um, you know, it was a U.S. based film or video, and there was a lady who was giving testimony about her rape, and my classmates, I mean my own classmates, they said a mean joke. They said, "Oh, it's the only time she got laid. She's thankful that somebody raped her." This is my own classmates who said that. So um, somehow from the early age, I knew that I would never marry an Armenian man because that I don't trust that the mentality is progressive enough for me to be independent woman, and I'm not so independent. I follow rules and stuff, but I have seen that people at first they say, "Oh yeah, I'm independent," but then a few years down the line they turn into the very mean Armenian men. And I hope things change. I'm not saying all of them are that way, but I knew I would never, put myself into that risk because I didn't trust it. So I love Armenia and it's part of my blood, but as a woman, I didn't want to go into marital um, connection with somebody who's Armenian because of that, uh, because of the stories I saw, and because of my experience. And um, you know, that woman has to have her place, that it's okay for a man to tell something mean to a woman. And it can be a nice woman, but if you don't have a certain protection, it's okay to beat you up. Like we went to a summer camp and there was a girl, I guess she was, I just remember she had lice. I don't know how old I was, 12 maybe. And maybe she didn't have a dad, and for sure she was from a poor background. And uh, the boys, even older boys, who I supposed to respect, did very mean things to her, like put her, cleaned their, like would somehow um, make her sit and clean their shoe soles on her hair. And she didn't, you know, she didn't stand up for herself. I think I told the teacher or something, but yeah, it was not a good situation. And even in my class, and I went to a prestigious high school, um, people I don't know what it was, but one of the guys decided in my classroom that he was going to educate me. I didn't bother anybody. I did my homework. I sat on my chair. I didn't, get involved with anybody. But he took some um, large stick, and he's like, "I'm coming to beat you up and put you in your place." I just left. I mean, I forgave him. I didn't care to get involved, but yeah, I am very blessed. I didn't know that I would come to the US. Um, it happened very suddenly. In Armenia, parents don't discuss anything with their children, they just tell you and you obey. So one day, my parents told me I'm going to America, and I went to the US. And I'm very appreciative because I kind of always felt that I was restricted in Armenia, and I'm very appreciative that I could go to the US.